Hey there, everybody. Welcome. Let's see if we can get this stream going. You don't care about what's on some of my screens, but I do. All right, we are doing puzzle number 693 from the hard collection. Oh, wonderful. I published the wrong one. We'll do this one too. 693 from the medium collection first. And then I got to pull up the hard collection. Turn off warnings. Create custom game. Warnings is what I needed yesterday in order to be able to solve the puzzle. I don't like using warnings because let's just put it as I don't like it. It feels a bit like cheating, but if we end up needing it again, I will use them. It's just, like I say, rather not. All right. Okay, if it validates, 20 seconds before I get started on it, they validate it, so you can grab a screenshot real quick if you'd like. I'm going to be just a moment longer. There we go. All right. So one of these two is a 7. This is a 7. I've got 3 possibilities here. 5 possibilities here. 3 possibilities for 2 here. 2 possibilities for 3. 2 possibilities for 3 here. 2 possibilities for 4 here. One of these two will be a 5. And one of these two will be a 5. 3, 4, 5. One of these two will be a 6. Meaning one of these two is a 6. 7. All 4 of these can be 8. And same for 9. Here we've got 4 possibilities for 1. Oh. One of these two will be a 2. One of these 4 will be a 3. There are 4 and a 5 already. Wide open on 6s. Got a 7 here. One of these 3 is going to be an 8. And I've got 4 possibilities for a 9. All right, let's finish up this one up here. We've got 3 possibilities for 1. 2 is a given. 2 possibilities for 3 posted. For 4. 2, 4, 5. Looks like I've got 3 possibilities for 6, 7. Everything's open for 8, and I've got a 9 given. Okay, 1 here. That can't be a 2, but one of these two can be a 2. 3 here. I've got 4 possibilities for 4. And 4 possibilities for 5. Get a 6 here. One of these 2 is a 7. Checking something here. Okay. And I've got 4 possibilities for an 8. And 4 possibilities for a 9. Flip it over here. Well, I've got 2 possibilities for a 1. 4 possibilities for a 2. 3 and 4 are provided. 4 possibilities for a 5. 4 possibilities for a 6. 7 is provided. Looks like 4 possibilities for an 8. And 4 possibilities for a 9. Okay, 4 possibilities for a 1. 5 possibilities for a 2. Everything's open for 6s. How about if we do 3s and 4s? Once 3 is provided, we get 3 possibilities for a 4. 2 possibilities for a 5. Now we can drop in the 6s, of which all cells are available. 7s, we've got 4 possibilities for. An 8 here, and everything's available for 9. Over here, we've got 4 possibilities for 1. 2 is provided. 3 possibilities for 3. 5 for 4. 5. 2 for a 6. 5 for a 7. Hey, yeah. Looks like we've got 3 possibilities for an 8. And actually, that's going to be an 8, isn't it? So these two don't apply. And 9. Everything that's left is available for 9, but that's the only thing that doesn't have something in it. Let's validate that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yes, 9. Means these two are going to be 9s. All right, we got 7, 2, 7, 2, 7, 7, 7, 2. How about 1? One of these two will be a 1. 2 there. So one of these two is a 2. One of these 3 is a 2. 2 possibilities for 3. Means that can't be. And 5 possibilities for 4. same, nope, 3 possibilities for a 5, 6, 7s, 8, and we just need one of these 6 possibilities for a 9. Oops, not a 6. 6 is the count of the amount of possibilities, not the number. All right, 1. Looks like I've got 5 possibilities for a 2 here. 2 possibilities for a 3. Already marked. 3 possibilities for 4. 5 is provided. 5. 2 possibilities for 6. 2 possibilities or 3 possibilities for 7. And 3 possibilities for an 8. And finally, how about 9? Everything's open to 9. For the moment. Okay, that can't be a 9, that can't be a 9, makes that a 6, and this a 1. We can clean up 1s, 6s in the square. Clean up 1s in the column, and 6s in the column. And that's that for 1s and 6s there. All right, in here we've got 1, 6, 8, and 5. 5 there. One of these two will be 5, so these two can't be. Okay, not much use there. Oh, hey, 5 standing alone. Let's check that. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So yes, this is a 5. Clean up all the others. Okay, and that turns this into a 5. So that's not. One of these two will be. 4, 2, 7, 4, 3, 7, 4, 3, 7, 4, 2. Correct. 8, 9, 8, 9. So 6, 1. Not a 1. Not 6s. Also not 1s here. Turns this into a 6 and this into an 8, so we can clean up those. All right. What else can we do? Well, let's go with the 8 nines here. If we make that an 8 and this a 9, that can't be a 9. That can't be an 8. Neither can either of those. That makes not a 2 here. Oh, also not a 2 up here or here, so this becomes a 1 and a 9. Doesn't seem to affect anything else there, does it? All right. However, we get to clean up a couple of things down here. This becomes a 2, not a 2. 437, 437, 4. We can get a 3 block one of these 2. And unfortunately, I've got 4 possibilities here. Well, since this has to be either a 7 or a 4 here, let's give it a try with a 7. That makes this into a 9. Clean up a couple of 7s up here and here. It's a 3. Not a 3, not a 9, not a 9. 6 and 7. Clean up 7s here and there. Clean up 3s, clean up 9s. Or 3 pair here, so not a 4 here. Any of those. Okay, well, let's go up here again. 2 and 5 here. May have been correct first time with setting that at 5 instead of 2, but we'll find that out here. That makes this into a 5. This becomes a... Oh, nope. I was right there. Not going to be an 8 or a 2 there. So let's make that a 5. This is a 2. That not a 5, that a 5. Got a pair of 2 possibilities there. That makes this into an... that's not working either. Okay. In that case, let's run over here to the 4, 3. And let's put a 4 at the top, 3 in the bottom. Let's do... clean up these 3s. These 4s. Mix that into a 4. That becomes a 2, and this becomes a 7. 7's here. This becomes not a 2. That's a 2. Hey, this became a 1 along the way. So a 6 and a 7. Not 1s, or not a 1 there. Mix this into a 1. 9292. That's okay at this point. Not a 1, so that's a 4. So these become not 4s, that becomes a 1 and not a 5. Not a 4 there. These 2 is a 4. Also not an 8, so that's a 7. So these 2, not a 7. Not a 5 here. So 8, 9, 8, 9. Makes this a 6 and this a 5. Not a 4 here, so that's a 4. 2 here. Not a 2, not a 2. Not a 2, not a 2. 9 and 8 as a result. So not a 9. Okay, that's not a 2 either. We can clear out the 2s. 8 and 9 potentially there, except we've got 2. This can't be a 3 because of that. All right. I am going back to the beginning. Not doing a reset. A long way about this, but I'm going to turn warnings on. And we'll run through those again. Actually, let's just go about it the other. User on. User on. And 4. On to 6s. Validate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and not 9 is what we're trying to put in. Okay, so put 9 down here. That means one of these 3 is a 9. The most very likely to be this one. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yes, 9 here. Clean up those. And these. That makes 6 and a 1. Clean up the 1s and 9s. Comes an 8. Validate this is a 5. Get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we're looking for, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yes, 5. Clean up these 5s. Four, 2, 4, 2, so not a 4 here. Six and 1. Not 1's here. Not a 6 there. Oh, hey, not a 7 here. Making this one into a 7. Cleaning up those 3 7s. Clean up the 1s here. That makes this into a 6. Clean out the 6s there. And here. Get a 5 here. Get a 5 there. That gives a 3, a 4. Nope. Let's validate. Because none of these cells have an 8 in them. So 8 is a possibility there. Here or here. But more importantly, here or here, because that can't be an 8 there. So yeah, none of these are going to be 8. That's going to be a 5. This will be an 8. 5. Not a 5. Not a 5. Not a 5. 3, 4. 4. 8, 6 there. Those not going to be 8. That's going to be 8. The 2 here. 4 here. Not a 2 here or here. That'll be a 9 and a 1. Not a 9. Not a 4. Not a 2. So 4 there. Not a 4 there. So this becomes a 1. This becomes a 2. This becomes a 5 and a 1 here. 4 here. 6 here. 7's repair. We'll come back to that. That looks like it's going to become a 9. Not a 5 there. That leaves, this is a 5. 8. 6 up here, 8 here. Not an 8 there or there. 9 here, 6 here. Alright. Not a 2, not a 9. Not 8 or 9. Not a 2 here. Not a 4. 7. Not a 7. 9, 8, 4, and 2. 5 and 2. 5 here. 7, 9 here. 2, 4 here. 3, 2. 7, 3. All right, 33 minutes after changing the technique. I'm going to play again because I've got a different puzzle to kick off. Puzzle I should have shared earlier today. And this again is going to be 693. This is not puzzle that I want, that's the solutions. And over here, create custom game. One, 2, 5, 3, 5, 8, 5, 9, 7, 8, 1, 9, 2, 6, 8, 2, 7, 9, 4, 1, 2, 9, 8, 3, 4, and wide open in the center square. So again, validates 20 seconds, and I kick off another run. Actually, it's going to be a little bit longer than that. I'm going to finish up or kick off something else. Wonderful. That means I've got more here. Yeah, maybe. Losing time. Hey, 45, 50 seconds. All right. Well, we get to turn off the warnings first. All right, this one's going to be a 1. Got 3 possibilities for 1 here. And in each of these squares so far, 4 in this one. All right, a 2 here. 3 possibilities here. 2 here. Nope, not that one. 2 here. 3, 2 here. And it looks like I've got 4 possibilities here for 2. Got a 3 here. Another one here. All right, one of these 2 will be a 3. Got 4 possibilities here. 4 possibilities here. 4 here as well. All kinds of them here. 3 possibilities here. And 4 possibilities here. On to 4s. It looks like I have 4 possibilities for 4 here. And 4 possibilities there. 4 possibilities here. 3 here. 4 possibilities here. 5 here. And on to 5. Column is done. 2 possibilities here. 2 possibilities here. Here we've got 6 possibilities. 3 here. 4 here. 4 here. 6s. Here I've got 4 possibilities. And 4 down here as well. Nope, 2 down here. All right, here we've got 4 possibilities. 6 possibilities here. 3 possibilities over here. 4 up here. And 4 here. All right. 7. Like I've got 2 possibilities for a 7 here. 2 here. I've got 3 possibilities here. 4 possibilities here. All 4 of these could potentially be a 7. Here we've got 6 possibilities. And 4 possibilities here. 8. One of these 2 is an 8. One of these 3 is an 8. And I've got 2 possibilities here. 2 possibilities here. 2 here. But they block out that one, so that's the 1 or an 8. And that takes care of 8. We're on to 9s. We get a 9 going in here. 4 possibilities here. Not that one. One of these 2 will be a 9, so these 2 are not. I've got 2 possibilities here, which means 2 possibilities here. All right, 7, 3, 7, 3 makes this one an 8. Not a 3. Not a 3. Not an 8. So I've got 1 5 there as well. Ah, 7, 6, 7, 6. So now either 7 or 6 here, or 6 here. Also 7 and 6 don't belong in these 2. Gets me a 9, 5 pair, but none of these have 9s or 5s in them. So we're down to one of these 2 being a 5. Okay. Ah, this can't be an 8. That's a 9. That's 3. So we can clean up that 9 there. This one becomes a 9. Not a 3 down here. All the other 3s are taken care of there. One of these 2 is going to be a 3. Yeah, one of these two has to be a 7, so these are not. Okay, time to punt. 6 and 7. Not a 7, that's 7, not a 6. One of these 3 will be a 6. Also not a 6, not a 6. And I've got 3 possibilities there too. All right. No, it didn't come up with anything blocking, so let's go 5 and 9 here. A 2 here. Not a 5. Not a 2. Not a 2 here. Or here. And not a 2 here. 7, 1 pair, so not a 7 here. Not a 1 here. Also, either 7 or 1 here. So 4 and 2. Not a 4 here or here. And we don't have 2's over here to begin with. Clean up a couple of 4's up here and down here. Clean up a 2 here. And that looks like that's all good for the 6, 7 at this point. We may end up having a break more, but we'll see. 1 and 7 here. So not a 1 here. Not a 7 there. Gives me a 4, 6. 4, 6, 1, 4, 1. And this appears to be our 2. 7, 3, 7, 8, 8, 3. 8, 4, 4, 6, 8, 6, 4, 6, 4, 6, 1, 1, 4. Okay. Ah, 7, 3, 7, 3. So not a 3 here. Neither 3 or 7 there. Neither 4 nor 6 in these two. That makes this one into a 5, so not a 5 here. Looks like this becomes an 8. This becomes a... Oh, nope, that does not become an 8. Okay, we get to back out. A few things here. Switch this 1 and 7. That becomes a 3. Not a 7 on this, 2. That becomes an 8. Not an 8 there. Not an 8 or a 5 here. Also 4 and 6 gone. So that's 5 and that's 7. 3 here. Not a 7, not a 3, not a 3 here. Not a 3, not an 8. Suggest this is a 2 and this is a 1. 4 here, 8 here, 6 here. And that gives me a problem, doesn't it? Okay, let's back out to 7, 1. We've got other places to try pulling from. Look at this 1, 5 here real quick. 1 and 5 there. Not a 1 there. Not a 1 there. That becomes a 1. We're going to put 1, 7 there yet. Clean up that 3. Oh, not a 3. Okay. That's going to pose a problem. Still, all right. Okay, there we go. Yay, that was missing. One of those two is going to be a 9. All right, 7, 3 on 5s. 9, 5 pair here, 7, 6 here. Neither directly impacting anything on the board at the moment. 1, 2, 3. All of those are plus 4. One of these two is a 5, and these are. All of these are possibly 6s, 2 7s, 2 8s. Okay, then we can clean up these 7s. Well, and one of these, or one of these 3 has to be a 7 because that can't be. None of these can be. Fortunately, I can't stay the same with 5, 6, or 3. All right. Let's go with the 5 and 9 again. Not 5s there. Over here. Not a 9 there, which means that's a 9. Doesn't affect anything else in the row. Okay. 1 and 5 here. Not a 1 here. This a 1. 5 there. Over in these. These will become not a 1. These two become not 6s. Means one of those two will be a 6. Also, this becomes a 5, and this becomes an 8. Not a 5 here. Not an 8 here. Not a 5 here. That becomes a 5. Ooh, standalone 4. Validate real quick. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 4. Standalone 8. And verify. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So 8. that an 8? And 8s are full on the board. This looks like it becomes a 3. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 3 it is. 7 and 5 here. 6 and 7 here. 2. 6 or 2 there, 4, 3 pair. Only 5 in the column, and now square. 1, 4, 1, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 2. Ah, 4, 6 pair comes this into a 7, 4, 6, 4 here. Gives me a 6, 3 pair there. Not a 3 here now, so that's 7. Not a 7 there. 4, 1, 4, 1. This one definitely becomes a 6. But I've got too many digits here. Ah, 2. 7, 7, 1, 4, 2, 4, 1. So that's 4. This is a 2. Not a 2. Also not a 1. 4, 3. And 1 here. Not a 4 there or there. That makes that into a 4. 6, 2, 6, 2 means this is a 3. That becomes a 4 here. Already knew that can't be a 4. Ah, not a 7. So that's a 1. That's a 7. So that can't be 1. So it's a 6. There's a 1 and a 2 here. 6 and 2 here. All right. See what we get. Put a 3 here. Makes that into a 7. This becomes a 7. Not a 7. I get a 6, 3, 6, 3 combination, which is not good. Let's try 7, 3 here, 7 here, 3 here, 6, 3, 6. All right. That should have warned me on that. That can't be a 2. Or the one below it. That one can't. Because that's a 2. This can't be a 6. Can't be a 1. Why the 1 is lit there. Can't be a 6 or a 2 yet. Okay. You too. Okay. And that's not a 2 then. Where's the beginning again? Look for 9s down. All right. Back is to be a 9. All right, I think that's everything. Yeah. That can't be a 7. And that can't. Well, let's see if we can blow it up with a 7 there. Okay, that's all right. So one of these two has to be a 7 or one is a 6. So not a 7 there. Not a 7 or a 6 here. Also not a 7, 6 there. There. Right there. This becomes a 2. Clean up the 2's down here. All right. 9 5s mean no 5s or 9s on the other or in the rest of the row. 7s and 6s are already taken care of that way. Seven 3 means this is an 8, not an 8, not a 3, not a 3. Makes this into a 9, this into a 3. Clean up the 9s and any 3s we've got tied up here. One of these two needs to be a 3. Hmm. Now, if we force it here, six here. These two will be a 6, 7, 4, 4, 3, 7, 3. All right. 5, 3, 7, 3. Oh, 8. In two ways. 6, 7, 4, 5, 7, 4, 4, 5. 3, 3, 7, 4. Flies to clean up there. Oh, hey, 4 here. 7, 3, 5. 4, 3, 7, 5 here. 4's here, so that's a 4. And not a 7, so that's an 8. 7 and 6. Not a 6. Also not a 4. 8 and 2 here. So not a 2 there. Not an 8 here. Not 4's neither of those places or down here. That makes that into a 4. So we clean up these two. That becomes a 7, 6, 7. Not a 7, 3. 1 here. 1 and 6 here, so not a 6 here. Also not a 4, so that becomes a 2. Not a 2 in either of these. Not a 3 there. 4, 6 there. That says this can't be a 6, so that's a 4, 6. This becomes a 4, 9 here. 5 and 9 here. Hey, now we're to solve this one. All right, everybody. I want to say thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. And we will catch up with you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.